Well, hey, you out there in Twitchland. How are we doing this fine Monday evening? Monday, we're back at it again. So, picking up Astroneer where we left off, and going to talk a whole lot about Super Rugby from this weekend. So, feel free, please, to ask a question about Super Rugby and my opinions on players and teams and laws and rules. Let's get into Astroneer. Oh, what was I doing out here at the end of Astroneer last week? We're burning a whole lot of what have I got going on here? Oh, that's right. I had left these two things here with a beacon on it because I didn't have enough space to carry all of the things. I had to make choices. So let's jump back in this dude here. See if I can remember what I was doing. Now, I do want to come back at some point when I have more storage space to pick up, in particular, these things, whatever they are, but we've got a beacon on those now, so we shouldn't have too much problem finding them. Let's see what else have I got going on here. There's a green beacon over there. It's a planet moving through the clouds, which is very weird look. Okay, so I am going that way, which is west, but I'm going around the mountain. I think that's what caused me to find something over here. Did I find something over here that I wanted to do something with? Didn't have the space. What do we got there? We got power cells. Look, there's another. Power extenders. Those are something that I put a lot of effort into acquiring recently, but we'll let that slide. And we'll put all of these. All of these things can go over by the other side. By that. By the beacon, so I can come back for them. We've got at least 3 of these, whatever they are now. West it is then, indeed. Hey, hello there, goobers. Excuse me if I am not great on picking up on the YouTube chat. Twitch chat gets notifications, YouTube chat does not. So if I don't see you, then I will get there eventually, I promise. Oh, I was looking for graphite. That was the key reason I was even out here in the first place. That's right, because I'm trying to make an automated researcher. Hmm. Yes, indeed, Alicia. West it is. West to the mountains? Is that... What's that a phrase from? West to the ocean? West to the something? Automated researcher sounds like a game changer. Yes, if I can get it set up, it will be a game changer. Let's see, how much power do I need to put into this thing here? Oh, so I got that, and now I got no space to pick it up. So well done, me. So the weekend's rugby was kind of wild. Round 2 of Super Rugby Pacifica 2025. F to flip up the right way. Make the compass go away. It's awfully overpowering. The Western Force of Western Australia beat the Brumbies, who are from the Australian Capital Territories, which is a lot like DC for those Americans here. ACT is the DC of Australia. Canberra is the city. Canberra is the Washington. ACT is the DC. For the first time in over 5,000 days. So what's that? That's like 12... No, it's more than 12 years? More than 12 years? The Force beat the Brumbies for the first time in more than 12 years this weekend, which is pretty impressive. At all, the Force have been like the perennial underperformers, underdogs. They got cut from the competition entirely at one point. Cut because their market doesn't make as much money, not because they... there was an option between two teams in Australia. They couldn't support 5 teams, so they had to decide which of their 5 they were going to drop to make it down to 4. And they dropped the one that performed a little better, but... What is this? But didn't have the market. That's an actual platform there. No, it's debris. That's debris? It looks like a perfectly good platform to me. But, you know, debris is debris. Doesn't matter what it looks like. That is a perfectly good medium solar panel. That's some dynamite. Those are all broken. That's a battery that is also perfectly good. It might say debris, but it works. It's all broken. Smashed and broken, smashed and broken. What about further up the hill? Some malachite and some clay, but neither of those are much good to me because my backpack is full already and nothing here is important enough to drag out. Oh, falling. But this was not the spot that the thing was bringing the. So the Force had that crazy awesome win out there in Canberra. See the Chiefs, the Crusaders came up to Chiefs country, up to Hamilton. That was what I was here for. That was the whole reason I was here. This thing was the reason I was here. Look, there's a whole bunch of malachite up there. You know what? Let's do this. Let's make a printer. Requires some compound. There's some compound over here. Maybe. There was some compound on the surface. There's not really any compound below ground. Not getting much there. There we go. That's a little better. There we go. Low density compound. At least 3 of these. We're at 2 right now. That's 3. That's what I needed. Okay, so let's print a small printer. And out of the small printer, let's print a medium printer. That's not going to work because it's got no power though. Can fix that. So the Crusaders came up. Hey Crow, how you doing? Crusaders came up came up from down south to challenge the Chiefs at home. Crusaders who completely sucked last year, but are the perennial champions of the competition. They have won an awful lot. And the Crusaders had a good game in the first round, and people were thinking, well, the Crusaders are back. But the Crusaders got their asses handed to them by the Chiefs. And, in fact, the biggest loss that the Crusaders have ever had to the Chiefs. So that was gratifying because I hate to see the Crusaders winning. The funny thing is, I feel like the Crusaders winning for me is a lot like what a lot of international rugby fans must feel about the All Blacks winning, and that makes me feel a little bad. Anyway, the Crusaders got thoroughly smashed by the Chiefs, which I don't think anybody had picked that happening. The Chiefs beating the Crusaders was not a massive surprise, entirely on the cards. But the Chiefs annihilating the Crusaders the way they did was unlikely that people were anticipating that. But lovely to see. Lovely to see. What else happened? Then the Reds at home in Queensland, in Brisbane, really beat the pants off the Moana Pacifica, the team that is put together of all the Pacific Islands, well, all the Pacific Islands, the large rugby playing Pacific nations, which would be Tonga and Samoa, basically. Fiji have their own team, which is great to see. So up in Queensland, up in Brizzy, the Reds dealt fairly handily to Moana Pacifica. Too far for that there to reach, but we'll put one of those in there. This should get this gateway opened up quite nicely. Sun's not out, but we've got should have plenty of wind there. So after that, the Fijian Drua, the team from Fiji, came over to one of the small towns that's in the... Oh, no! No, we lost power. Bummer. Came to one of the small venues that's in the Hurricanes area. The Hurricanes is my team. It was lovely to see Super Rugby, back in Napier. Fantastic crowd turnout, a lot of community support, was all very excellent, all very, very excellent. And the boys, after a hard and close fight, the boys were able to turn out a win there in Napier. So the Hurricanes up by 38-34 over the Fijian Drua. See if we got enough juice going on this time to close this thing out. Lovely to see the Hurricanes winning. Absolutely, it is. It is even more lovely to see the Hurricanes winning than it is to see the Crusaders losing. So that was a win weekend for me there. Highlanders, though, this was, barring the Force, which I talked about up first, because that was the big one. That really was the big one. The Force winning over the Brumbies was a very special situation. Come on, click in there. So barring that one, the big upset of the weekend was when the Blues, last year's champions, went down to the deep south of New Zealand, down to Dunedin, and challenged the Highlanders at home at Forsyth Bar, and the Highlanders won. That is quite the shock. Awesome, I suppose, in its way, if you're into that sort of thing. If you're a Blues fan, if you're a Highlanders fan, then you're into that sort of thing. I'm not crazy, I'm just a little unwell. So that was a crazy all round, with the Chiefs getting an all-time top score over the Crusaders. The Hurricanes squeaking a win over the Drua in Napier. The Highlanders not only getting up, but denying the Blues a bonus point. So with Super Rugby, it's not just win-loss. For a win, you get 4 points, which gets added to the competition table. And then as a loser, if it's close, you can get a bonus point. You can get it like a consolation point, if you will, for losing, but keeping the game interesting. And the Blues were not even able to do that. They got beaten by more than a converted try. 8-point difference on the scores, and 7 points is what it requires to get a bonus point. So the Blues unable to get even a bonus point out of that one. There's also a bonus point for tries. That'd be the scoring touchdowns. So if the game's not interesting because the losing team don't keep it close, then the winning team have the opportunity to score a touchdown differential. So by scoring 3 tries more than the opposition, the winning team can get a bonus point, which encourages them in that situation to keep trying even though they're winning. Keep looking for those extra points. Hurricane, and nobody got actually the Chiefs would have got the bonus point, and the Reds also. Chiefs and Reds would have both got the winner's bonus point, the try bonus point. The Brumbies, the Drua, they both got loser's bonus point, consolation points, if you will. And the Blues, Moana Pacifica, come away with, and the Crusaders come away with nothing. Anyway, it was quite the weekend. Quite the weekend. Let's just throw up on the other screen here the top tries of the weekend. That's Moana Pacifica in their losing attempt. A beautiful try. Stretching, reaching, finally making it.
And we're going to quickly run out of superlatives and adjectives for the Pacifica winger.
Oh, he's an athlete first and a footy player second.
And then this lovely move from the force.
Goes in again. Too hard to drop. And the force. They go back in front.
Back and forward it went between the Force and the Brumbies. It was just an excellent game. This game was excellent for a different reason. This is the Crusaders with a fantastic try in a losing attempt against the Chiefs. The young halfback from the Crusaders is certainly putting his hand up as a man to be watched in the future. Kind of out of nowhere. We had a bit of a wealth of halfbacks at the moment, but what we don't have is a wealth of world-class number 10s.
It writes sweet social ads and email marketing. It even analyzes the results to boost business.
Oh no, oh no, oh no.
Game with some sweet
Falling down a hole. Oh, we're going to get ads on our YouTube that I'm trying to play in the middle of a stream. That's excellent. Thanks, YouTube. There's only 10 tries in it. We've got 30 seconds each, but we got a set of ads in there. 8 minutes on the video, but we're going to have, oh look, we're going to get at least 2 ads. Narawa with that fantastic kick. Gotta wonder whether Sevu Reece was taken out just there, actually. Severis last year was the shining light in a team that just couldn't put anything together last year.
He's in the fight here with Severis, but he is the man when Cortez Ratama goes past the ball. Narawa gets his hands on it there, offloads to Ratama. He knows where the space is, so does Josh Lord. The offload on the outside as well, and Finau is in. Wow.
Your advantage, slowing it down. White bounces out.
Another one from the force.
Switches it up for Pierce. White probing now and feeding it to Dolly. Good hands to Williams.
Oh shit! Oh no! Oh, that hurt. It was Dylan Peach for a second one. They were both the Peach tries that got promoted here. Both the
get them focusing in, get them to move in around the ball.
Advantage being played. Stepping downfield there was Anton Leonard-Brown.
both the force tries that got highlighted with Peach. And there we go. Look at that. Leroy Carter and Boomfa. The young halfback from the Crusaders. So Noah Hotham was the starting halfback for the Crusaders at the beginning of the season, but he got injured early in the first game, and this kid had to take over somewhat unexpectedly. He would have expected to get some time on the field, maybe, but not a lot. But he took that opportunity when it was given to him and has just absolutely run with it. He has scored a lot of tries and set up a lot of great work for his people around him. Yeah, a couple of tries from Hurley in here. That's not surprising. He had a fantastic job at the back for the Highlanders at home in their monumental win over the Blues.
To score another fantastic try. Just to watch this offload. Robinson passes it beautifully. Beats one. Good timing, support, and then speed. In support, gasses through the middle. Outstanding from the Highlanders.
You can't train speed.
Take a bout. That maintain Robinson with the offload for starters, but shrugs off AJ Lamb with ease, just tongue it out, and then the inside ball, and this one from Falau Fakatava.
Falau Fakatava has for a long time been my pick for the third string, or the number 3 third string is perhaps is a bit of an insult. The number 3 All Blacks halfback, but he did not perform great last year. I'm glad to see that he's doing a little bit better this year, although we've got Hotham there, who would probably be the third string All Black halfback at this point.
No matter what happens, you are all winners.
And young Kyle Preston is certainly taking over admirably from him. Yeah, there's a wealth of All Black halfbacks at the moment, honestly, and Preston is doing great, but I can't imagine that it's enough to get him.
He really is. He is the goods. And it's back-to-back scores for Moana.
Oh, here they come. Here comes Moana Pacifica. Couple of 55, 60-metre tries.
There should be some graphite around here. This is graphite area.
And now right up the centre. Great with the ball in hand. Armstrong Revolta gets it back. Back on the inside now. Salah. Oh boy, that's a try.
Fijian excitement machine. Well, that's a try and a half. Goodness.
Oh, this mate, that's as good as it gets. Daytime rugby at its best.
Tell you what, these boys are used to playing under lights and they're familiar with it and they're comfortable with it, but when they get a chance to play in the daylight, they clearly have better, they can see better in the daylight than they can, no matter how good the stadium lights are.
And he finds Va'i. Brown brings it away. Good angled run from Parker. Breaking them open. And Tupai is going to get a try at his 50th.
Quinn Tupai. Back from injury. Great to see.
Just everybody in rhythm, knowing their roles. The line from Parker was outstanding.
On it goes. Advantage being played. Nice evasion there from Brown. Va'i, he can send
Tupu Va'i, and then Quinn Tupai gets another.
This is absolutely sensational from the Chiefs.
What a weekend. It was a fantastic weekend. There was a lot of high-scoring games. There was a lot of time with the ball in play. It was just... it was Super Rugby at its very best. I might have started this little ramp too early. Truly excellent, and I am very glad to have rugby back on the menu. Done. See if I can drive my truck up, my little buggy up here now. So I don't think that Kyle Preston makes the All Blacks this year. No, there's too many good halfbacks. Like, he's in line behind too many others. Finlay Christie is looking really sharp at the moment, and he got dropped from the All Blacks, but he's a 30-test All Black. I can't, like, if they're looking for something, I can't imagine that Kyle Preston gets a shot ahead of Christie. It just doesn't. It just doesn't compute. And then Cortez Ratimer is looking good. And my favorite, of course, he's a Hurricane. Oh, his name's going to go... I can see his face. Oh, I can't name him. He got injured in the middle of Super Rugby last year, and anyway, the guy that I'm trying to think of, the Hurricanes halfback, got injured in Super Rugby last year and didn't play an awful lot, but still got the coaches were still happy enough to have him play as an All Black through the end of year tours. Hotham is there, and what have I done here? And he's Preston could replace Hotham, I suppose. Like if you just consider the spaces and what they bring to the table. I'm not a big fan of Hotham. I don't know, like he's a kind of meh option, I think, for us there at 9. But I think Christie has a real chance of coming back with another good performance this year. God, why can't I figure out what his name is? Yeah, I think Preston's got a way to go. I don't think he's ready at this point. I left the solar panel back at the last location. Can you look that up for me, Alicia? Who is the Hurricanes halfback? Oh, book club. That's not the book I'm currently reading. I need to update that. Fingia I don't think that's the right Hurricanes team, Alicia. We're looking for the Hurricanes out of Wellington, New Zealand. Might be a Hurricanes team from somewhere else that's in reference to. TJ is my hero from a long time back, but no, TJ has retired from New Zealand rugby. He's gone. He did play most of the 2024 season because the young halfback who was the future, if you will, TJ would have played second halfback to him last year, except that he got injured early in the season. So TJ actually played out most of the season. I'm a big fan of TJ, but no, he is not who I'm thinking of. Young kid was also an All Black halfback starting in the 2024 season. It was his first year as an All Black. And I don't know why I can't think of his name. I can absolutely see his face. Come on, I can see the wind things. Why are the wind turbines not spinning? Looks like we're going to get it anyway. There's enough battery power. do it. Oh, and now the wind kicks up. Nice. Alright, have we lit them all? 1, 2... Dim. No, we've got 1 dim, 1 bright, bright. This is where we are. Bright at... Okay, so... we've got 1 more equator and then this North Pole to do. So North Pole, well, we can, and then east. Well, let's just go east. Let's just go east from here. Can't believe I've driven 3/4 of the way around the planet and have not seen any graphene yet. Lots of good stuff going on here, but there's not a lot of point collecting it, I don't think, because we got another battery and a medium wind and a small wind packager. Could package up that medium wind with that. And there's probably something up on the top as well, based on experience. Yep. 2 medium winds. Those would certainly have helped the situation, trying to unlock the... "45% Hobbit," whoever that is. Cam Roygard, that is the person I'm thinking of. Thank you so much, Alicia. He made his All Blacks debut in 2023? Roygard, that is the name I was looking for. Thank you. Yes. 2023? Huh. I would not have picked that. So North Pole is next. Gosh, how much of this research do I need? Is that battery charging? The battery's not charging. Yeah, so Roy Guard's really our halfback of the future, and Cortes Ratimer is right there with him as well. Hotham got a run last year, but I'm not sure anybody's really convinced that he's the one. I like Falau Fakatava. He just fell off a little last year. Finlay Christie has been an All Black halfback and is probably like showing that he's ready to be given that that reward again. And I think all of that happens before you the kid from Christchurch gets a shot. Kyle Preston. So I think we've got lots of people in line before him. But he's young, and one, he's got lots of time, and two, you never know. He could just have an absolute blinder this season, make the very most of Hotham's injury and his opportunity to be the starting halfback, and it might just never look back. It's possible. He's good. I don't think he's so good that he's going to astound everyone in that way, but crazier things have happened. Man, it's tough to get through the forest. Can't wait till I can build myself a decent rover with a drill and a paver. At least I'm in the buggy, not in a tractor, because there's no way a tractor gets through here. So, Super Rugby was excellent. Hurricanes got themselves a win, so they're 2-1. They have a bonus point from the loss in round one. It was very close. So they've got 5 points on the competition table. Actually, let's just look at what the standings look like. So the Chiefs have played 2-1-2, and they got a bonus point from the win this weekend as well. So they are on top with 9 points from 2 games. The Force have won both of their games, but they were both very close games. So no bonus points for them, but that's 2 wins. That's 8 points. The Reds are 1-1. They had a bye in the first week, so they've won their only game so far, and that puts them on 5 points because they got the bonus point there with that really big win against Moana Pacifica. Puts them in great position. Oops, that's the wrong buttons. There we go. We'll try that. No, that's not steep enough. Highlanders are 2-1. Brumbies are 2-1. Hurricanes are 2-1. Crusaders are 2-1. The Waratahs have only played 1 game. They played the opening round, didn't play the second round. All of those teams are on either 4 or 5 points. 1 win with or without a bonus point. The Drua have lost both of their games, but they've both been very close losses, so they're sitting on 2 down near the bottom of the table. Moana Pacifica have 1 close loss and 1 bad loss, so they're 2-0 or 0-2. And the Blues are 0-2 and no bonus points at all, so they are in bad shape. That's last year's competition winners. Are at 0-2 without even a bonus point. Chiefs on top with 9 points. Excellent start if you're a Chiefs fan. Yep. You can't win the contest in the first 2 weeks, but if you're not winning your games, then it makes it hard later when you're looking for home field advantage come playoff time. If you're not in the top 4, then the further down you are, the less home field advantage you get. If you're not in the top 4, you don't get any home field advantage in the playoffs. So whilst it's not make or break, it certainly makes a difference to the end of the year how things are going right now. Still, it's a marathon, not a sprint, so we'll let it all shake out and see how they all do. Look forward to it. It's going to be a great season. Some rule changes that have been excellent. The referees are working really hard to keep the game flowing more and less stoppages. The forwards, of course, keep trying to slow it down. They want things to just go a little slower so they can catch their breath. But we're getting much more ball and play time this year, and that's great. It's not just great because there's actually more rugby being played in an 80-minute game of rugby, but it's great because it changes the dynamic. Yeah, Astroneer is about perseverance. Yeah, I will get the rover built. Absolutely. I gotta get some research going. It's all good. Ads? Are the ads on? Ooh, just about flipped right off the edge there. Is 4 batteries enough? Without any wind. I really need that wind to pick up. I don't think they're going to last. They're not going to make it. They're not going to make it. Are they going to make it? I don't think they're going to make it. They're going to come up just a fraction short. Oh, it's going to be so close. Yay! They made it! Alright, that is the last of the equator elevation node. Wait, that's dim. Oh, that's the North Pole. Yeah, so equator... That's weird. The equators are... The south is not at the bottom. The north is... The north and south are not at the bottom and top. Not even flipped upside down. They're on the sides, anyway. Alright, so the equator nodes are all lit. The South Pole node is lit. We just gotta light up the North Pole node now. And I'm still looking for, so north, that way. Still looking for a graphite source. This is graphite country. Here, there it is. There it is. There it is. That's the graphite. Alright, so I am going to leave all the I'm going to leave all the batteries here. And I'm waiting, waiting. Hmm. Four graphite enough? Oh, you know what? I bet I could have spun it up out of the dirt. Alright, so we're now fully loaded with graphite. Still hunting for the graphite source. Yes, I was, but I just found it. So that is super news. I don't have the North Pole locked in now. But this graphite source is right beside one of the nodes. I should go and confirm which number it is. It's one of the equator nodes. Probably wouldn't be hard to test them all, of course, but... Origin, bright surface 4, 3... Origin, equator 1. Equator 1 is where the graphite, where I found graphite. You might even be able to remember that for me, Alicia. Can you take a memory? Equator 1 is where the graphite nodes are. No, graphite, not nodes. Graphite spawn? Graphite... Thanks. Yeah, so to pick up that graphite, I had to put down, a bunch of my power modules that I was carrying in my backpack. And so now I don't have enough to power up the fancy machine at the North Pole. So we're going to go back to base, and we'll get to the North Pole after a bit. It becomes a secondary goal now. Graphite was the main thrust there. And we've got graphite, so we can get started on some other things. Gosh, having an assistant who could take a note, an audio, a verbal note to remind me where things are would that could be so valuable. I'm so terrible in games at remembering where things are in relation to each other. And we are home. Look at how much power there is going on here. Cobes, 46, almost there to the golden. Welcome, Cobes. Congratulations. 46 months. Congratulations to TheJuspar, really, on Cobes' 46 months of support. Thank you so much, sir. That is amazing. I can't wrap my brain around it, actually. "46 months by itself, just for a start, is wild. Alright, let's take this. Where was my... It's easy, you hit a button and it does all the alert fun stuff. Yes. Sure. Stop sliding. No. How was your week? How was your weekend? Played a bunch of Warframe. Sweet. Getting back into that. Having some fun. That's awesome. I started playing this weekend a sniper game. Sniper Reconnaissance? Recon something, maybe? Not exactly sure, but that was cool. It was like a mental break, a palate cleanser. I don't know how to say it. It was good. It, of course, has a whole lot of achievements that can be achieved. Where's my small pro? There it is. I'm going to try and stay away from trying to do the collection. A little burned out on doing collections at the moment. Why can't I lock that in? There we go. I got no aluminium. I think this circuit board thing goes over with this, whatever this is, over here. But I don't know. I'm just going to throw it on the ground. Oh. No, I'm just going to throw it on the ground beside it at the moment. You are not me. I would go to distance in your eyes. What is Warframe? Is Warframe a shooter? Is that like an Overwatch? I say as if I have any idea what Overwatch is either, so. I've never played Overwatch. I think I've played some Apex, which is shooter-looter PvE. So like Destiny 2. I have played some Destiny, I think. Not a lot, but some, I believe. Wait. Is this the thing that... I think this is the thing that grows the... Yeah, like that. Okay. Free-to-play, fast-paced. I don't mind PvE shooters. I'm not a fast-paced shooter kind of guy. Sniper games are much more my style. Slow, stealth, strategic. I'm not very good at quick games. I get my ass handed to me. The weather has finally changed here. We had snow last week, bitter cold, and like real cold. Not just like Oklahoma cold. It was legitimately cold last week, and then on Sunday it was 65 degrees out. Like, the pond, it's 70, so that was Sunday. It was 70-some degrees when I went out this afternoon, and that was what I was getting to. But there was still bits of the pond that are frozen over, because it was so frozen. And, yeah, kind of wild that we went from where we were at 0 to 75 today. But the good thing is that that is the weather change that I have been looking for, and the dogs have been begging for. Time to be able to go back outside and take the dogs for walks and runs and stuff. I discovered today that I am not up for taking the dogs for a run, apparently. We're going to need a few weeks before we're ready for that. Change the remember in the weather, remind you of those sudden environment shifts in Warframe. Keeps you on your toes. You would know more than me then, Alicia. Oh. Did I not have some... aluminium I had pre-smelted laying around out here? Man, this weather is not doing me any favors. Oh, look, it's an aurora. Cool. There's no wind and there's no sun. I might be too close to the southern pole here. Ah, how sweet are the uses of adversity. Indeed. Good one. I like that one, Alicia. There we go. We get a little bit of wind, and I have a lot of wind power, wind generation out here, but I do not have enough. Yeah, not so cold out here on Sylvia. There's no ice caps at the southern pole of this planet, at the poles of this planet, but there are other planets in the group which are pure ice, not just at the pole, so it makes up for it. All right, printing an auto arm. Finally. And then printing another one. Alright, with any luck, I now have... depending on the power, and I'm clearly going to have to work on power next. There's lots of power here, but only as long as the wind is blowing. I need to work on power, but we should have a automated research station ready to set up now. So, see if we can get this to work. It appears, well... Is that going to pick it up? Nope. Right that way. There we go. Pick it up from there. Put it down there, and it automatically goes into the researcher. Lovely, lovely. But this has not generated any. Well, that's all right. There's a double over there. Don't count on me. Don't count on me. Don't count on me. As I'm not listening. I think this one here is supposed to grow these things, but I am a little surprised that it hasn't grown them back. I'm a little worried that the one that actually grows them, that I, like, pulled it up out of the ground. Can you, like, tell the difference between these things? This doesn't look any different than the other ones. That could be it, but I'm not certain. It's alright. We'll make another 2 medium platforms and another auto arm, and that should be fine. Unless they changed and these things don't respawn anymore. That would be bad. Okay, so let's print one of those. And 2 of those. Let's bring some extenders just in case. Good, everything's doing its thing now then. We should keep that. That should stay well stocked. How's the research station going? Okay, so we just got it set up. The research station is good. My concern is that this thing here, this stalagmite, might not respawn the research items that are on it. So we've got the arm set up so that it will pick up research items that spawn. The green section here, we'll pick up off that and put them into the blue section over here, which feeds into the research station. So we've got that set up in 3 different places. There's one on this thing here. And there's one just over here on this one. So we mouse over that. That one, this arm here picks up from here. So 3 different arms picking up off 3 different spawns and delivering them to the research station. So the research station is doing its thing. Researching 6.9 bytes per minute. Which is not a lot, but it's constant, so that's good. Now I need to work on some alternate power. Actually, I do worry a little bit that I'm a little bit too close to the South Pole, and so I'm not getting any sun here, and the sun just sort of scuds across the northern horizon and doesn't deliver much in the way of energy. And the wind has been pretty inconsistent. I remember Sylvia being a fairly reliable wind planet when I played previously, so, but maybe we'll get better stuff going. And I do know that we can now pull things directly. We can pull organic material straight out of trees now, which you didn't used to be able to do. I might have to build some kind of machinery to do that, but that is cool, and means that we can set up reliable fuel-based generators instead of these ones which are dependent upon wind and sun. A lot of little wind generators there. But if the wind is unreliable, that does not really help. Okay, so let's look into research then. What's available for research that I need? I need to build better power options. Medium generator requires tungsten and aluminium. I've got the bytes for it, but there's not a lot of point because I don't have tungsten. Tungsten comes from wolframite, which is found on DeSolo and Calidor. Calidor is close, but I have to get to the point of being able to do interplanetary travel before that's viable. So there's no point researching that. I've got medium solar and medium wind. Medium batteries, zinc and lithium. Yeah, I think that's the plan. I can't make the medium generators, so we're just, in that case, we're going to end up making small generators. Lots and lots of small generators, apparently. So there we go. We need a tapper, which is made out of aluminium. Produces resources from tapped targets. So let's research that. And then make one. I should have some aluminium still. Yep. Let's see if I can find one of these trees that works with the tapper. Gotta figure out how to use the tapper. I have no idea. Does it just go into any tree? Having gone into a tree, does it need to turn on? Does it need power? There are certain trees that look like they have like something going on in them. What do you call it? The power for the tapper. The tapper itself needs power, does it? Oh no, the tree that I had put the tapper into, I accidentally cut down. I guess the question is just the speed with which they, the tappers fill. Because, gosh, if they're slow, that, if they're really slow, which is what they appear to be, that might not make them effective as a means of fueling generators, because each one you have to have a whole automation process for picking them up and moving them, and that takes, as you said, space. But there are some special trees, so I'm gonna keep looking around to see if I can find some more of those. There's one. So this looks like it does. I'm going to go and get the tap. No, I'm not going to go and get the tap. I'm going to go and make a second tap. We'll put one on this special tree and one on a regular, and leave that one on just any old tree, and see if they behave different. Making myself tethers instead of making the tapper. Alright, tapper. Yeah. So there's a significant difference. Okay. It's not a huge amount of resource though, gosh. The tapper lights up green when you put it on one of these special trees, and immediately starts producing organic resource. the and you can uproot it to harvest the seeds, so you could plant like a plantation of them in the places where you wanted them. The one that I put on a regular tree, the light on it shows red, and it hasn't produced any resource at all yet. The one that I put on one of these special trees lit up green and immediately started producing resources. So not any tree. And also of note, it says that the tree has seeds, and that means that I can move it and plant it somewhere else, or remove it and plant it somewhere else. Oh, having stuck it to the tree, I can't take it off. I can turn it on and off, but I can't take it off. All right. Got the seed. Okay, so I need to find myself a bunch of these trees. Get myself a bunch of these trees, and then we can uproot them, pull the seeds out of them, and make a plantation so that I can carefully lay out the automation that has to go around collecting and then utilizing the resources that they produce. Nice. That one had a double. All right, that should do. Oh, no. Let's that's another one there. There we go. All right, got 8 of them now. So we should plant 8 trees and set up automation processes for them to feed just small generators. Yeah. And that'll at least, it's not great, but it'll keep us it'll keep us running. Well, I think I'm going to stick the seeds just together in a big clump. Hopefully then I'll be able to manage the automation with just a single arm. So yeah, got myself a little clump of trees there. There we go. First one is producing organics, so that's a good start. We got 2 producing organics. So let's see what we got to do now. I need more aluminium. And what else do I need? I need one of those extender platforms, right? Medium platform there. Medium B. Medium C. Tall. T. No, none of those are the one I want. What I want is one that is designed. Large extended. Let's try that. See if that's the one. Well, the guys in the song just referenced the Montagues and Capulets there, Alicia. So if we do this right, I should be able to get a bunch of trees, all with a single automation that can pick them all up, that can, as they spawn and complete. And then deliver them to a platform that has an array of small generators on a little thing. And it should just then, I think that's the platform I want. It should then automatically disperse the organic pieces as they come in to any generator that is lacking an organic piece. So I'm going to need another 6 aluminium for the tappers. And I think another 1 aluminium for the automated arm. Yeah. And 8 compound for the small generators. No, look, I got 1, 2 small generators there already. Short just 1 compound. How do we manage the organic pieces once they're dispersed automatically? So, the way the automation works in Astroneer is that it will pick up, if there's something to pick up and there's somewhere to put it, if there's something to pick up, the arm will pick it up. If there's something to pick up and the arm has a space of its, in the arm, which is just a single thing, so it either it's either empty or it's full. It will pick it up if it can, and then if it's got somewhere to put it down at the other extent, like it picks it up from one side and then it pivots 180 degrees on its base, and if there's somewhere to put it down on the other side, then it will. If there's not, then it just holds on to it. So the pickup space will be all the trees. So as those tappers, as the resources in the tappers fill up and become available to be picked up, they will be picked up. And the other end of it will be where the generators are. So there will be 8 generators on the other end, and if there is a generator that does not have an organic in it, then the arm will put it down. Otherwise, it'll just hold on to it. So it kind of takes care of itself automatically. I've got 8 trees and a medium storage platform has space for 8 small generators on it. So that's I've made 8 generators. The question, though, is whether the trees can produce organic at a rate that is sufficient to produce or to power up the generators at a 1-to-1 rate. Right? Am I going to need to have 2 trees for each generator? In which case, I'll have to halve my generator count. I don't know what the answer to that is yet, because I don't know how quickly these things produce organic in relation to how quickly a generator burns it up. So we'll see. We'll see. So we have all of the solar and wind power. There's lots of solar and wind power. The problem is that the solar and wind is turning out to be a little unreliable, which I didn't think was supposed to be the case on this planet. But there you go, it is what it is. So I'm just looking for... these are the backup plans. The generators are the backup plans. So... Alright, these have respawned. So that's good news. First person, I could really do with a first person view when I'm trying to mine things out of the ceiling. so much aluminium ore, it's falling off the back of my little gun thing. Alright, let's get this aluminium smelted and then make all the taps and the auto arm. Let's make the auto arm first, actually, because the first two taps are operational. They are operational, but I need to get an extender out there. Man, this stage of the game, storage just means throwing everything on the floor in grouped piles. Just need to run some power out here now. The best way to run a power out there is probably going to be with a couple of medium platforms. Or batteries. Aluminium smelting is fine. Yep. We'll go, oops, that was not what I meant to do. Alright, let's see how we do here. Let's put a couple of these medium platforms out as just ways to extend the network. It's not going to be enough. There we go. It's doing its thing. Wait, did it only get one of those? Why is that not working? There we go. Nice. Good. Seems to be doing its thing. Yeah, we got, yeah. It's not, I'm not sure that it's self-sustaining, though. But that's okay, because it just needs to, like, fill the gaps when the solar and wind are short. So we'll see. We'll see. Just give it time to play out. Alright, okay, so we now have all of the generators are full. If the amount of power... Actually, no, I was... Oh, that's not quite going to get... I was thinking self-sustaining. I was thinking about whether there was enough power being produced by the process to even sustain itself. But that's not the question I was really meaning to ask myself. And I think, what was I trying to think of there? Is it... I suppose it's the question is kind of, is it enough? Is the organic regenerating fast enough to fuel all of the generators, and I actually think it is. I think that the trees are producing a fraction faster than the generators consume, and so I now have a glut of organics, which is fine. It means I'm never never going to run out. Those little generators are going to keep running forever. Now they're not a lot. They only produce 2 each, which is so we're looking at 16 total generated power there, which is not a lot. And the medium wind turbines produce 5, so it quickly becomes irrelevant. But it's constant, which is necessary at the moment, and because I'm struggling with the renewables, which I don't remember having had that problem before. And I think it's because of the southern elevation. All right, globetrotting. Reach top speed in a gravity globe. Well, I did that while I was out wandering around. I found some shells. Cool. Arm yourself. Print an auto arm and store a resource with an auto arm. We did that. We're doing that with the whole bytes thing at the moment. Empty terrarium for a Sylvia. Snail. Let's see if I can find a snail shell. Oh, it's discarded. I can't pick that up. So what do I do with that thing? Provide a terrarium with soil and zinc and a bounce vine seed. Okay, well I can provide it with soil because that comes out of my little machine. Whoop. Soil in. Wait, it's not enough soil. Just fill up the soil container again. Apparently that is enough soil. There's some zinc. And a bounce vine seed. Which one is a bounce vine? One of these types of plants that wants to kill me. Globetrotting did work out fairly well for me. I found something that I'd never found before, and I played in it a little bit, and got a reward for it. So, the globes in question are, let's go back, are orbs that you can run around and play a game in. They are like you drive them. Bounce fine. I guess I better find whatever that's all about. Mark that off the to-do list. Yeah, let's go down in the caves. There's always something trying to kill you down in the caves. Bounce vine, though. Is that the green one? No, they don't bounce. They send. That's pop coral. I do think I've broken this one. Oop. Which one's the bounce vine? This is all pop coral down here. Okay, so above ground then. Well, I wonder if my hazards. Bounce vine. Ah, okay, that's the one that's the bounce vine. Okay, I know where they're found on Sylvia, and they're found in the mountains on Sylvia. Anyway, good progress made here tonight. Wasn't really going to be doing the snails. Get myself distracted by those. Additional schematic available. Collect data circuit model B. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay. Relocation package. Unlock and print a packager. I can do that. There's a packager there. Let's do that real quick. So if you're playing multiplayer, you can get a ball and you can build goals, and so you can use these then orbs that you roll around in. And globetrotting was just the name of the achievement or the mission, but because you do it in a globe, and so you then roll around in these globes or orbs, and you play a version of soccer, I suppose. You can roll into and bash and crash the ball into goals. So it's a little mini game opportunity, I suppose. A game that you build yourself. You can get chess in here as well. You can find all the chess pieces and you can build a chess board. Oh, that's a shredder. That could be useful. Maybe. Medium resource canister. Let's see what we can do about that. Medium resource canister requires plastic and glass. Plastic is going to require a chemistry machine, which is going to require tungsten, which means I've got to get to a different planet. So no chemistry yet. Get sucked into a movie? Hey, there are worse things there, man. That's cool. Good movie? Well, it must have been a good movie. Got you sucked into it. What were you watching? Renfield? Not something I know. It's a comedy horror thing with Nick Cage. Oh, yes. I did watch a little bit of that. Not a Nick Cage fan, and it wasn't good enough for me to get over that. What's the opposite of not a fan? It's more than... I am more than not a fan of Nick Cage. I don't like Nick Cage's work. Dislike. Not just not a fan. Dislike. Yeah, don't like him either. Fair enough. Like The Rock, and that's about it. So my problem is that I actually quite like a number of things that he's in. I just wish it had been someone else, and then it could have been actually, like, really good. Not just, it was good, except it had Nick Cage in it, who I just don't think he can act. I think he's flat, and, yeah. Yeah. Jump. I liked Jump. And what was the... He didn't do National Treasure, did he? Something like that, though. You watched Long Legs the other day? I'm not familiar with Long Legs. Yes, he is. He's always the same character. He's just he's got no range, and I don't... Oh, he did do National Treasure. That would make sense, because that's what I've got stuck in my mind as an example of a movie that I really liked, and the type of movie that I really like. And it had him in it, and that, like... But I liked it anyway, rather than I liked it because... Where is the oxygen? It should be on the medium printer. Oh, there it is. It's right there. Nick Cage's range is a bit of a joke. It reminds me of Shakespeare's Fest. Some are born great, some achieve greatness, some have greatness thrust upon them. Yeah, some achieve greatness in spite of, like, everything. All right, so that's first one. We're going to build a small shuttle with our large printer. Do I have a large printer? I might not have a large printer. And I need a thruster. There. Gonna need more aluminium and an ammonium. No, I'm not on for a bit. In fact, I'm gone now. Probably would have been gone a little bit earlier if I hadn't just felt the need to do always one more turn of one more thing, and you came in and talked about Nick Cage. It is 20 to 10, and I am out of here. I'll be back tomorrow with more Astroneer, and maybe we'll talk some more rugby. That'd be great. And we can rag on Nick Cage together as well. I am out of here. Please don't forget to hug your loved ones and stay curious. Good night, everyone.